She didn't tell me anything. I got a picture of it. Okay, just tell me. Garden. Good morning, Jackson staff and students. It is a terrific Tuesday today as we follow our Tiger Truths of be respectful, be responsible, and be safe. I am Mr. Corbin Richards here from Mr. Reese's 5th grade class to say the Pledge of Allegiance. Come on up, Corbin. I can't believe you're in 5th grade already. I'll raise our right hand and place it on our heart. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Excellent job, Corbin. Thank you very much. Okay, boys and girls, we had such a harvest yesterday. Many of you may have seen this on Facebook or not, but we had peppers and we had tomatoes and we had corn and even some pumpkins. So amazing, amazing harvest. Look at all this good stuff. I am so proud of the work that's been done from last spring through summer school. Everyone who came in and helped and harvested in the garden, and then now this fall. Don't forget, we also have our Bio Blitz on Thursday. So boys and girls, you will be going out into our garden and finding out, as well as the rest of the schoolyard, and finding living creatures and living things. Now, please understand that this is the first time we've ever tried to do something quite like this. So listen to your teachers. It's not like playtime, but boy, oh boy, we are truly excited about this event on Thursday. It'll all go well. Okay, so the frog. I'm ready for the frog picture. The frog on the playground. Can y'all see that? Well, look at this cool guy. He will be a part of our Bio Blitz as well. Look what we found on our Jackson playground. I hope to find many more cool things as the time goes on Thursday. The other thing I want to say about our playground time is there's a couple reminders about following our Tiger Truths. One of those is we've had many, many accidents with children playing tag at recess. So we're going to stop playing tag because I think we're playing a little rough. We're doing a little pushing as we grab somebody or a little shoving, and there's been some elbowing. So we've had lots of injuries in the office in regards to just a simple game of tag. So at this time, let's play some games versus tag. And I would help encourage you to do that, okay? People are really getting hurt. The other idea is, boys and girls, at Jackson School, we don't allow fidget spinners. It doesn't matter where the fidget spinners are at. Fidget spinners stay at home. That is not on the bus, not on the playground, not in the lunchroom, not in your pocket, not in your classroom. Fidget spinners completely stay home. In fact, all toys stay home from school because they get lost, they get stolen, and somebody gets in trouble with them. So let's just avoid fidget spinners altogether. Now, another quick little reminder for today is, boys and girls, we're going to have a fire drill today. So teachers, I would sure appreciate it if you would look with your students or talk through the procedure for fire drill with your class today. We will be doing a fire drill this morning. I won't tell you exactly what time, but we have a new alarm system for our fire drill. And so I know that the fire drill will be before 11 o'clock this morning. Mrs. Truman and I haven't discussed exactly what time. I don't know what her schedule looks like, but I wanted to share with you that we will be doing that. Boys and girls, you need to exit the building as quickly as you can. That does not mean walking turtle pace. That means going quickly through the hallways and safely. We go out both sets of doors. So when you push the doors, push them and go out both sets of doors. You don't hold doors, you don't wait, we just go out. And then you go and get in your lines where you need to be. Teachers, remember to bring your red and green signs. Know who's in your class. Kind of have your attendance known or take it with you when you go out there. Boys and girls, you stand in line order. So your teachers are able to quickly assess how many students are here and do they have everyone. As soon as they can count and tell who they have, they'll hold up a green sign. The people at the doors will then be able to shut off our stopwatches. We clock each and every one of our fire drills, and that gets turned into a report to the fire department. So we are always looking for ways to be more efficient with our fire drills. Last and most importantly on the fire drills, teachers or whoever the last person is needs to exit the classroom. Thank you. Okay, the next thing I wanted to say is remember there are no iPad pop-ups. Okay, remember yesterday Mrs. Marshall was showing and talking. Well, today is the big iOS update. And so from today on, and thank you to everyone yesterday who needed us to update things right away. Mrs. Marshall was able to get that done, and we appreciate all of your help. But remember, there are no iPad pop-ups. So when you see them, you're called for your teacher, take it to your teacher, and they're going to push later. We're not going to be doing that update today because we don't want all of our iPad programs to not be able to work until they get the update and the fix for their programming. Next item is Scoopy Night. Boys and girls, Scoopy Night. What a great evening. Tomorrow night at the Court Street Scoopy, Culver's, we will be having Scoopy Night from 4 to 8 p.m. All of the benefits help you with field trips and things that we are doing around the school. So thank you so much. We appreciate your support. 10% of all sales go to Jackson Elementary School. Tonight, Jackson teachers, PTA meeting at 4:15 this evening. We need a representative from each grade level to be at the PTA meeting. And please, if you cannot be there, please have a write-up so our parents and family members that attend the PTA meeting know what's going on in your grade level. And another quick reminder is I do not have all newsletter articles for our October, November newsletter. So teachers, as soon as possible, please get those newsletter articles to Mrs. Berlin at ASAP. Those still need to be translated, and we want that newsletter out by next week or by October 1st anyway. And so we want to make sure that we give our ELL department and Mrs. Berlin time to do that. And I don't have but about 5 newsletter articles. So please make sure that you get that to us as soon as possible. Perfect attendance. Okay, we have Friday's perfect attendance winners and Monday's perfect attendance winners. Mrs. Dunmore's class, Mrs. Gilligan's class, Mrs. Hirsch's class, Mrs. Jansen's class, Mrs. Masterson's class, Mrs. Peterson's class, Mr. Reese's class, Mrs. Vasquez's class, and Mrs. Menting's class for Friday. Also, Monday's perfect attendance, Miss Christensen's class, Mrs. Dunmore's class, Mrs. Gilligan's class, Mrs. Hirsch's class, Mrs. Ransom's class, Miss Smith's class, and Mrs. Balch's class. Thank you so much, boys and girls, for coming. Perfect attendance was really important this last week as we were doing Third Friday Count, and that continues this week as we are watching attendance. Oh, I have a guest here. Mrs. Everhart, welcome. Thank you for coming today.
Hey, good morning.
What do you have to share?
Well, since I wasn't here yesterday, we weren't able to get our Cool Tools in, so we're going to do those tomorrow. So Cool Tools will be tomorrow morning, but today I have our PBIS prize winners.
Excellent.
So remember, whenever you get a Tiger ticket, an individual Tiger ticket, your name goes in the bucket, and I pull every week for the prizes. So when your teacher says it's okay, if I call your name, you can go on down to the office and you can grab your prize. So for Mrs. Balch's class, Matthew Herbick. Mrs. Shar's class, Sahara Bryant. Mrs. Shear's class, Joan Lee Gomez Soto. Mrs. Ransom's class, Brenda Cooper. Mrs. Masterson's class, Emma Kubno York. Mrs. Hirsch's class, Kenny Clock. Miss Christensen's class, Nevaeh Moore. Miss Peterson's class, Natalie Ruelas. Mrs. Sweeney's class, Selena Patino. Mrs. Moyle's class, Cindy Solis. Mrs. Jansen's class, Brandon Valdivia Orozco. Mrs. Freeman's class, Cheyenne Dix. Mrs. Mentick's class, Flo Becker. Mrs. Dunmore's class, Emily Fuentes. Mrs. Smith's class, Theron Dodd. Miss Gilligan's class, Aiden Kohlberg. Mrs. Vasquez's class, Jacqueline Cruz. And from Mr. Reese's class, Jada Heller. So congratulations to everyone who won the PBIS prize for this week. Remember to follow all of your Tiger Truths of being safe, respectful, and responsible so you can get your name entered into your bucket so I can pick you next week.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much,
Thank
Mrs.
you.
Everhart. Boys and girls, I also want to say a quick congratulations to Mrs. Lauren Bush. She got married over the weekend, and now her name is not Miss McGrath. It's now Mrs. Bush. So if you hear anything going on around the building and you don't quite know who that would be, it's Mrs. Bush for Miss McGrath. Thank you so much. Let's make it a terrific Tuesday today, and don't forget to be awesome.